Okay, how are we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Supreme Screen Paint using ambient rejection technology gain. A few things going to be changing up. I got a lot of editing to do today on my website. Some other things have to be done. Also on our Facebook fan pages. So I'm doing some editing right now. Just going here and basically just disable my likes option, and just put some more information into the description boxes for the product. Now on the 6th, which should be on Friday, we launch the 9 screen paint. That'll be actually going to be changing the name by a little bit. Actually, we're going to add in gold because technically it is gold technology. So we're going to be adding that in there too. So the labels are going to be changed once again. Other than that, as you know, the paints for the 8 are going to, you have it on sale, but that's not going to be a sale anymore because we're just going to keep the price the way it is to make room for the 9s that are coming in, which is the newer version of that technology. And as you saw, the 9s really don't fit in any other category. 9, 10s, and that gold gaming screen doesn't fit in any category because they're not black, they're not gray, and they're definitely not white. So they have their own complete category on their own. So it's kind of hard to take that screen and put it against another screen because it's technically not gray, it's not black, and it's not white. So they sit in a category of their own. That's also too trying to compare them because I know some people are going to try to compare it to a gray or white screen. It's not in the same category. It's like me basically going out and doing a demonstration of a black screen outside versus a gray screen or white screen. Now I can show you the advantage points of black technology outside, but to get an even match, I'm going to have to find another black outdoor screen to do it, and there is none. All right, so with that being said, let's go take a trot downstairs because I got a few things set up. I have one demonstration set up already. I haven't done enough demonstrations on the motorized projection screen. And the reason why I'm doing it pre-recorded because I watched some of my pre-recorded demonstrations and I'm really not getting the chance to show you the best of what our technology can do because, and when you do streaming, the problem you have is your voice comes out sounding like a robot sometimes. It breaks up. Things I may be talking about that may be very important that you might not be able to hear due to the fact that my voice is breaking up from the signal and the picture quality deteriorates. So you don't really get a chance to see exactly how amazing our technology is. Now this is my 126-inch custom built screen. I'm using my Sony projector that I actually consider to be a long throw because it is sitting a good distance from the screen. And I'm able to pull an image in a well-lit environment without the screen washing out or fading. That's the benefit of our technology, is the fact that I don't have to deal with being subjected to the dark all the time. All right, and then over here, oh, something I forgot I was going to show you too real quick. So I'm going to go back upstairs for a minute. This is one of the Sony projectors I have right here. We're going to be taking this demonstration outside because the day in Philadelphia, it's going to be much warmer, which I'm happy. I'm going to get a chance to go outside and play around with the screens. This is my 235.1. It does 16:9:16. I know it does 16:9 anamorphic and panorama, but it also does 235.1. I'll be building a screen for this one. But this right here is one of the Sonys, and this is the material we're going to be using outside. This is usually the material that they use for outdoor projection screens, usually white. So that's not going to be hard to be able to do demonstrations against due to the fact that majority of, well, all projection screens used outside are white. So that's going to be a pretty easy challenge to go through. All right, so let me show you this real quick. I forgot to show you this. I don't know why I turned it another direction. Let's go back here. So right here, this is the bedroom, as you all can see. And this is our technology right there. Look at that. I can get 100% black contrast levels in a fully lit environment, and I never have to worry about my screen washing or fading. This is something that honestly a gray screen or white screen cannot achieve because they cannot pull contrast. They don't have that capability. They can't pull a star field or any form of black contrast level because the edges around the screen will look tan, have a tannish kind of look around the screen, and that's for the screen trying to make up for a decent contrast level when it can't. Now in here in our room, we're using the Optima GT 5600, 20,000 to 1 contrast, which doesn't make a difference on a black screen. and it's 3600 lumens. Like I said, other gray screens would have a serious problem in this environment, especially when it comes to gray screen paints. Those mixers would really have a problem in here. But like I said, we have the ability to pull that image up in this environment. Now, I could have went out and I could have brought a TV, and of course I was going to need a masonry drill because it's the firewall on this side. So I would have to punch a hole through the wall, put it in the bracket, attach the TV, run all the cables and wires through. That would have been a bit of a nightmare. If you notice, you don't see any wires or any cables or anything at all. And this is how clean it looks by using our technology versus just about everything else. All right, so you can see how beautiful that looks. Oh, let me show you something real quick. So, I don't know if I have any tape here for that. I should have some tape in here. Always got tape in here somewhere, but I don't think I had tape. See if we got a little bit here. So this right here is gray screen paint. This is a gray screen paint mix. I'm just going to put a little bit on there. Attach it. It's right there, just a little bit. Hopefully it stays. Just to show you what you'll get if you're using the gray screen paint mix. It just does not have the ability to pull contrast on any level whatsoever. You're just going to get a really washed out image. Even at using a projector of 20,000 to 1 contrast, you can't pull. You don't have the ability to pull a true black level. So black levels are going to come out a little bit tannish. We're going to come out tan altogether. You're just not going to be able to pull it up. So how you're missing the detail. Detail washes out completely. I'll put this right here in the center. I like how this one changes often. I gotta reach over I gotta reach over this right here to do this. You're just losing so much detail. That's what I said, it's not even doing a gray screen paint mix in here, bad idea. Because like I said, it's gonna wash out. Now, like I said, on my behalf, the reason why I have a TV-free environment is because you have to have confidence in your product that you don't have to worry about being subjected to a dark environment. And that's one of the things I don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about being subjected to a dark environment because my screen paint is designed to pull up contrast levels, white levels, color pop, the whole 9 yards. And when you're working with a gray screen or a white screen, one of the problems you're going to have is the fact that contrast levels first are going to fail horribly. White levels are going to be a lot better, but again, contrast is going to fail horribly. Not only that, if the contrast fails, that means color is going to fail. Color is going to start to wash out. And that's why if you watch demonstrations using these gray screen paint mixes or using a white screen or gray screen or whatever it may be, one of the biggest problems you're going to have to go through is the fact that the screen is not ambient light projection. They are not. And you're going to have a problem with that screen. Every time you turn the lights on in the environment, it's going to wash out and fade. Your picture quality is going to deteriorate. This is why I can be in a TV-free zone and not worry about my image washing out or fading, because these screens are designed, screen paint's designed to pull an image in a fully lit environment. There we go. Let's go like this again, just to show you. Now you see the difference? You're just getting a washed out, faded image. They'll tell you you're getting a brighter image, you're not. You're just getting a washed out, faded image. That's what you're getting. And keep in mind, like I said, Optima GT 5600 at 20,000 to 1 contrast. And this is what you'll be picking up. Faded image. So that's why I said, that's why they're required. Most people who are using a gray screen paint mix, or maybe a white projection screen, or a gray high-end projection screens, have TVs in their homes, because keep in mind they have to use those screens when the environment is dark or when there's less light coming through the windows, because they run the risk of the image washing out or fading. So that's why they have to have TVs. Now where I'm at right now, like I said, TV free zone, we don't have TVs in here. Do this again. I gotta stop doing this because my reach here is like crazy. See what I mean? Because I have detail to the mountain, you're not even getting any of that. Anything in here, all that, is going to come up gray. Like I said, it's not, like I said, that's the reason why they have to have TVs. We don't have any TVs in our bedroom. There's no point in having a TV and projection screen in the bedroom. There's no point. Either you have a projection screen and you leave it at that, because you have to be to stand behind your technology, which I can do, and that's why we don't require TVs in here. Go give you a look around the environment real quick. You won't see one TV in my environment, just a screen. That's it. Just like if you go into here, look at this right here. See how deep those contrast levels come in? Can't put it off with a gray screen. Now the only TV I have in my area is I have my security monitor. That's it. So my security monitor is the only thing I have in here that we use. But other than that, no. Everything in here, no TVs. We don't do TVs. Go downstairs. There's no point. Like I said, the technology's that good, you don't have to worry about using TVs. Now you see how well lit this area is? My downstairs area. There's my screen right there. Like I said, no TVs. It's not required in our environment. All right, so let's get downstairs because we're going to be doing that later on outside. Also have another project we're going to be setting up, and I got to wash dishes today. We got another project set up. We're actually going to be taking our gray screen outside. That is our gray screen paint mix. We're going to be taking outside. I'll put down the ingredients on how the mix was made. This is a gray screen right there, 120 inch right there, 16.9. I'm actually going to be building a stand to put this outside. We're going to drape over it and connect our white projection screen outside, and we're going to be doing some demonstrations of our, got an ant on my screen somehow. All right, we're going to be doing a demonstration of gray screens and white screens outside versus our technology to show you exactly why these screens fail inside and outside. And like I said, we're going to show you what true ambient light is supposed to look like. Now over here is my 92-inch motorized projection screen. This is actually coated with our Supreme 8 ambient light projection screen paint. Now I've had this screen for about 2 months, or maybe more than that. I'll put some demonstrations at the bottom showing you how to paint the screen and so forth. It's very easy to do. Now, a few people have been asking me over and over again about actually using our screen paint for motorized projection screens. One thing you don't have to worry about is our technology is designed, 9 has the same ability too, to bleed into the surface. So that way it becomes one with the screen. It doesn't leave an extra layer outside the screen, which may jam up and destroy your projection screen motor. That's why if you see me doing demonstrations of me painting screens, you will see me doing demonstrations over and over again of me actually rolling the screen up and down, taking them outside. Where if you see other people doing projection screens, one of the things you'll notice that they will never take that screen outside and do a demonstration because the screen's not going to pull up because like I said, gray screen. Number two, they may have problems with the screen jamming the motor. So that could be a problem also. So let me roll my screen up real quick. Now behind my screen, I actually have a painted, part of the wall's painted for 235.1 for my ViewSonic projector, and that was done on stucco. So that's what you'll be seeing behind the wall right there. See that? So that's me rolling the screen up, bring it back down. Just moving this wire out of the way because I don't want it to get hooked on here. But you got to do a better job of hooking that back up. Woo! I almost tripped over my projector. I'm trying to be careful and walk backwards without hitting anything. And I thought I snagged my projector. Don't want to knock this thing on the ground. This thing was quite expensive. There we go, to make sure I get it right back in the spot that I had it. All right, so as you can see, I can roll the screen up and down. I don't have to worry about the screen cracking or peeling or any of that nonsense at all whatsoever. This stuff is designed to be painted on motorized projection screens, fixed frame screens, stucco, just about everything you could possibly think of. All right, so let me put this on a stand right now so I can have more room to be able to work in here. And we'll do some demonstrations on the screen. Now I paid about, like I said, for this screen, I paid somewhere around, altogether, it's like $60. And we're going to be doing some outdoor demonstrations also too. The inflatable 9, we're going to be taking that outside too also, which I cannot wait to do. I've been trying to get that screen outside for the longest time. But like I said, God willing, to be His will that we'll be out today. Hopefully I think the weather's supposed to be 59 degrees out here, so that is going to be fantastic. I don't know what that was all about, but whatever. And this was a cheap white $68 projection screen. And it was converted with no time at all into a high performance, high contrast ambient light projection screen using our Supreme 8 ambient light projection screen paint. Now, let me show you something right here. I'm going to pause right there. I just have my Scott been doing some fast things real quick. Let me show you really quick. So we are going to take a sample sheet of our Cinema Gray 5D, right there, Cinema Gray 5D, right there. And we are going to put this right in the middle of our screen, painted screen, like so. Actually, I'm sorry, that's a Cinema Gray. That's not a Cinema Gray 5D. So that's the difference between the Elite Screen Cinema Gray versus our Supreme 8. And keep in mind, 100-inch. This is 92, even though it's 92-inch. For the price now, like I said, we're having a sale on the website, but because of the 9 that's coming out on Friday, we are going to leave the price the way that it is. So right now, a quart of our Supreme 8 that will paint a screen size of 100-inch to 120-inch would cost you around $129. Where the Elite Screen, where at 100 inches, would cost you somewhere in the price range of probably around $800 or $900. Now we're also going to grab, very quick, this right here is the Cinema Gray 5D. grab the Dark Star 9. As I told you before, I kept saying over and over again that black technology is the best and only way to go. And I told you that anybody who's developing or working on a gray screen paint mix or whatever, eventually it's going to have to convert over to darker gray screens or black screens, because like I said, the gray screens are obsolete. They are. White screens are obsolete. Anybody who's basically switching over basically is doing this because they know deep down inside that, I'm not trying to say, be too arrogant here, but I was right when I said that. This is the best way to go, and this is the only way to go. But now, since we have a gold screen, it kind of changes things a bit, because now the golds don't fit in the categories of black screens. There's a whole nother, complete different level of screen. Now the Dark Star 9 is around, in price tag, probably somewhere between $3,000. All right, so we're going to come out here real quick, and we are going to like to do the contrast demonstrations. We'll do the Starfield demonstration. There's the Starfield demonstration. Alright, for the Starfield demonstration, we will pull up clear. We'll put up I just did a black level test. Beginning. Now, keep in mind, as I said in this video, let's drop my controller, but keep in mind, as I said in this demonstration, the background is always black. So the projector right now is projecting a black background. For a minute, we'll pull this up. And get an idea to see what true contrast levels are supposed to look like. Now keep in mind, with the price of 1 quart, that goes for, let's say, even though it's $129, let's say $130, all right? And you go out and you get the same screen I have here at around $58. It was $68 because of the shipping. So at $58, rounded off the tax, around $60, you're talking about a total of probably $190 to have an ambient rejection true contrast projection screen. Where if you went out and you paid, and for, keep in mind, the screens are probably 100 inches. But like I said, you can do the same thing with another screen with 100 inches. We're doing this just for demonstration, or just basically for just simply telling you how you're going to save money. But either way, these screens at 100 inches or 110, you're still saving a lot of money. All right, so let's just say 110. We'll go at 110. We'll be even Steven here. So at say 100 inches. 100 inches are about $110. $110 plus the 130. It's going to be around $240. So $240. We're going to get 100 inches of the screen either way. But at $240, you are getting a high contrast ambient light rejection screen that has the ability to produce amazing colors. It is basically weatherproof, as you saw in the demonstration with the screen I had outside. I'll put that at the bottom of the comment section so you can check that out. And it's ultra short throw compatible, which means you will not have to spend extra money because you have an ultra short throw projector. So at $240, consider the fact that's what you would pay for your screen, where if you got the cinema gray, that would cost you for a 100-inch, probably somewhere in the range, like I said, between $800 and $900, maybe $700. It's not going to be $240, I give you that much. If you're paying for the cinema gray 5D, then we're going to talk about $1,200, $1,300. We had a customer, somebody came in on the YouTube channel, said he paid $1,500 for his. So that's $1,500 right there. And then if you go with the Elite Dark Star 9, now you're talking about a 100-inch at $3,000. So I think at $240, you are making an incredible save. Also, to consider the fact that companies that, because through our contract right now, it is much easier for a company to be able to repaint your screen. Now, say if you were a company, you had about 30 or 40 of these laying around in your establishment, it is going to cost you so much money to replace all your projectors and all your screens, to just go in and just have them all redone again, due to the fact that you're going to have to buy all new screens to begin with. So you're going to end up replacing all your original screens, all of them, to make way for the newer screens, which are going to cost you more money. And on top of that, consider the fact that you're going to lose the previous your previous money that you paid for, your previous investment that you paid for to have the white screens installed to begin with. But with our technology, you can actually repaint your previous screens. That way you don't lose any money. And with our product being such an affordable price, you're going to turn around and save money. Now, anyway, this is not to slander anyone's product or to tear down their product. This is a basic, simple demonstration of me showing our technology versus a high-end projection screen. Now, as for doing screen paint mixes, we make our own mixes over here. It's similar to the same thing that you would see anybody else have. When I do this gray screen outside over here, I'll show you the ingredients on how we made it. It's just similar to the same thing. But this right here, we're talking about a high performance screen. These screens could easily blow out a screen paint mix with no problem. So there's no challenge to a screen paint mix to begin with. Now, for anyone who's going to sit there and say, well, it's not fair, you're doing demonstrations with the lights on. This is the whole purpose of ambient light rejection technology, to give you the ability to be able to use your screens in a fully lit environment. As I said before, my house is TV free, which means I can have all the lights on in my home in their regular environment. All my screens will pull up. Or if you're doing this with a gray screen, if you're complaining about the lights being on, then chances are, like I said, if you use any one of these screens or forms of mixes, you're going to be sitting in a dark environment, because if you put any lights on, your screen's going to wash out and fade. A lot of people don't think about that. We're saying you're not giving the screen a chance. It's not fair because these screens don't have the capability. There you go. Don't have the capability. You answered your own question. Now, my projector I'm using right now has plenty of power, It is a Sony VPL FH30 at 4300 lumens, 1920 by 1280. So there's no excuse why these screens can't pull up, because this is a 4300 lumen projector. One decided to quit ahead of time, like, you know what I'm done for today. Let's get some fresh tape on that one right there. There we go. That. Done this many times before. This is good. These are all contrast demonstrations, just to show you that you have to have contrast. It's very important. We're not doing these in poor ambient light controlled environment. We're doing this in an environment that has tons of ambient light. And I'm going to take my camera off the stand. I'm going to walk around the screen so I can show you from any angle. Our image is going to pull up. It's not going to wash out. It's not going to fade out. Get up close on the screen so you can see exactly where you're getting. And see, like I said, the Darkstar 9 does have the ability to pull up some contrast levels because it is darker than these screens. But when it comes up to showing a 100% black level, it is going to fail. Sorry, moving some things over to the side. And keep in mind, at $240 for 100 inch of this paint, of the 100 inch of one of these screens that you can paint yourself, that is pretty freaking good compared to a screen that's going to cost you $3 grand. Now see how when it turns all black, when the levels start to turn black, you'll see the image pull up perfectly. But the minute we switch over to an all black scene, that screen turns gray. Let's look at the white levels. Now some of you may be saying, well, Ken, the white levels look incredible. That doesn't mean anything. A screen that produces too high of a white level can be a very bad thing, which means the screen does not have the ability to produce color. because the white levels are too high. There you go. Now look at the Darkstar 9, much darker screen. But see, our image is blending in with the Darkstar 9. And keep in mind, our screen is actually darker than the Darkstar 9. Our screen's black. Now, let me show you something really quick. I'm going to come over here real quick and we're going to bring up the color clear. Not clear, but clear as in the whatchamacallit. I'm going to bring up the color white. Alright, all white screensaver. I want you to see this. Now, see how our screen comes up a little darker when it comes to all white? As I said before, that our technology produces one of the highest white level next to any black screen. Gray screens and light gray screens and gray screens are going to have the ability to pull up a much higher white level because our screen is darker, but keep in mind they're going to fail when it comes to color. Now watch this. Done this many times before. Clear it out, and we'll bring in a red. And there you go. There you go. This is what I was telling you. Why? Just because the screen produces a high white level doesn't mean that's a good thing. That means that can be a very, very bad thing. And this is with the lights on. It's not going to change because I turned the lights off. Some people feel that it's going to change if I turn out the lights. It's not. If I put the blue in, there you go. That's because the white levels are literally so high on the screen, there's no contrast, and this causes the color to fade. Now it can pull a white level without a problem. That's not hard for it to do. But the problem you have here is it can't pull up a white level. We can't pull up a contrast level. And without the contrast level, the image doesn't come up too bright. Sorry, the image doesn't come up with a more of a darker, richer tone. There you go. And that's what I was trying to explain to you. Just because it pulls up a white level doesn't mean that's a good thing. It means that could be a very bad thing because the screen will not have the ability to pull up true rich colors. Now, I'm going to come back just for a minute. Because I know I'm going to have those of you that will be saying, well, it's not fair because it's too much light in the environment. Screen should have a better chance of producing a better. If we turn the lights out, so it'd be a fair challenge. Well, there we are. We have the lights out. As I said before, just because you can pull up a high bright white level doesn't mean that's a good thing. That means that could be a very bad thing. Just a minute, let me bring up, let me see if I can do it real quick. Now, we're going to turn our lights on. And just see how the color, our screen maintains the image even with the lights on. Sorry about that. Lights on, we're still going to maintain the same image without it washing out or fading. I'm going to grab my charger from upstairs because my phone is dying. Okay, put my charger in. There we go. So you still should be able to see the contrast levels with the lights on and off, without the screen washing out or fading. And this is a demonstration that gray screens can never do. When they do these demonstrations, they'll do them in the dark, because it's the only way they can actually pull a decent picture. Alright, so let's leave out of there. I like to do the dark demonstration. Let me see him pull one up, another one. Now remember I showed you the blank color of just red only? You see where the image washed out? Same thing here. Doesn't make a difference if I turn out the lights, because some people say, well, turn the lights out. It's different because you have the lights on. Not convinced enough that you saw the color in a solid red. We'll take it out again. Now if I put any lights on the environment, just a little bit, it affects the screen. Our technology doesn't have that problem. Pause this. I'm just going to disconnect my charger just for a minute because it's plugged in. Walk over and show you the screen up close and personal. So you can see the difference between our reds and their reds. And this is with the lights out. 4,300 lumens hitting the screen. And I told you before, a screen that produces too high of a white level will have a problem having the ability to be able to produce deep, rich colors because the screen is washing out. Regardless, even in the dark, the screen is washing out. Like I said, this is not a cheap mix. These are professional high-performance projection screens. Samples. Some people, I see people doing tests against their own mixes. It doesn't mean anything. You have to put it against something that's much higher than your product. Now you see the blues here? Come back upstairs and turn my lights on. I'm going to do the rest of the demonstration with the lights on, because that's the whole purpose of our technology. We're not just going to have a little bit of light peppered out in the environment. We're going to show you how what these screens can take in. Now I'm going to go over here. Let's remove this off my screen. We're already off my screen right now. Clear this out. We're going to remove the gray screens. We have 3 different forms of gray screens. I'm going to show you how dark the Dark Star 9 is. Very dark screen. It's a Dark Star 9. That's how dark they are. They're very dark screens. Now this in the center of the screen is black house paint. Now the reason why our screen has an interesting shade of black, due to the fact that it basically protects our company from someone basically falsifying a demonstration by doing something with just black paint in a container and trying to brand our label to it. So that's why these are done. These screens have an interesting shade to them. So come over here. So you can see the difference between our technology. Let me go pull up a guys already. Just grab a few things here. Now, I'll show you the reason why you do not want to deal with That's how dirty the image comes up. And just show you real close how dirty the image comes up. This is why you don't deal with black house paint. So I'm showing you in these demonstrations, even though we pull up a lower white level than a gray screen or a white screen, our white levels are absolutely amazing. And when put against everyday black house paint, we produce a much higher white level. On top of that, the image is clean when it comes to our technology. All right. Come here for a minute. Just for a minute. I'm going to back it up a bit. Show you her face, the skin tones. See how dirty the image comes up compared to our technology. So that's what you get, a very, very, very dirty image. And keep in mind, my projector is 4,300 lumens. And I'm showing you what you're getting if you use black house paint. Now look at the skin tones, look at the white collar. Look how beautiful all that looks, the skin tones look compared to the dirty paint, dirty black paint. And that's what you get if you use black house paint. That's what it does. All right, so let's come back over here. That's where I'm gonna do the demonstrations against plexiglass and all these different shades of black. You get the same thing, you get a dirty image due to the fact that those screens, that black paint or black material does not have the ability to be able to pull white light. Okay, I think we'll do one more before we leave out of here. Keep in mind, entire demonstration's being done with the lights on. Real quick. Plug this for a minute. Power to my screen. For a minute, we're going to go with a Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. I'm Kenneth Bird from Luminous 4K Screen Paint, or actually Supreme Screen Paint. Hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you all for your time. I have to go. If you're interested in our screen paint, I will leave all the information at the bottom of the comment section. Keep in mind the sale we're having is going to be permanent now because the 9 will be launching around on Friday. So there's the 9 right there. So you can see the interesting color of the 9s. And there we are. There is the 9 technology right there. We have it in the 2 quarts. Actually, this is available right now. Actually, not now, but it'll be available on Friday around, and the 1 gallon and 2 quarts. Right there, so you can see how beautiful this looks. It's like nothing else ever designed. All right, hope you enjoyed the demonstration. As a matter of fact, that's the screen over there. Hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. I have to go. Thank you for your time. I got to get outside and start working on putting this screen outside for the next demonstration. Thank you all, and God bless.